Uh, 40 verses from Moscow. God, amazing. That's why Sanskrit is a language of living earth. Language of Deva Bhasha. Deva Bhasha. Sanskrit. Deva Bhasha. Some more months. Whenever next time when you do no oil, nothing, okay? No oil, do something, don't put any oil. Don't know.
No, only BV. There's no BV, no nothing. I'm saying, even for us, we are not using more. This is raw, but Obi is only roasted. No. What's it? No, I'll check the I'll check the
Oh, right. Yeah, let us connect. Bring everybody.
Yeah. Join.
Please bring everybody. मैं भूल गया, sorry. Let me connect this in the phone from my India card. Today is wonderful verse. Matta Padaram Nanya, Matta Padam. Super verse, yeah? What is this called?
राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हम वाटर बेटो। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे। కానీ అది అమ్మో ఏదో ప్రాబ్లం ఉన్నట్టుంది కదా. हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare Namaskar Krishna Krishna Samhita Namaskar Krishna Krishna Bhaktivedanta Samhita Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachyata Deshatani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Gudeva Dana Shvasar Gaur Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna. Lavanya, Surender Prabhu, Stapan Prabhu, Samit Mataji, Sandhya Mataji, Gaurav Prabhu, Vani Mataji, Suman Prabhu, Lalit Mohan Prabhu, Deepa Mataji. Thank you so much for joining today. We'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukhaṁ karoti vācālaṁ pangumulaṁ gāyate girim yatrupātamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyameshwaram Om Apavitra Pavitro Sarvavasambhito Piva Yasmare Pundarikaksham Svabhyabhyantaram Suji Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu. I am on hearing mode. Okay, so who is there? Suman Prabhu. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Sure. So today we will go to again Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila. CC Madhya database. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Please repeat after me.
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
जय द्वैता जय गौर भक्त वृंदा
जय द्वैता चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा
One Mata, one Prabhu. Please do it. We all repeat.
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
Jaya Jaya
जय जय श्री चैतन्य
Jaya
जय
Nityananda.
नित्यानंद
जय द्वैता चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा
Jaya Dvaita
जय
चंद्र जय गौर
भक्त
भक्त
वृंद
वृंदा
One Prabhuji, please. We'll do. We all repeat. Hare Krishna. Sapan Prabhu, wanna try?
Yes, Prabhuji. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Priya Dvaita Gadadhara Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Bhakta. Yes. And then together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol. So we are in Madhya Lila. We've done so far 5 chapters. Chapter 1, the later passings of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chapter 2, the ecstatic manifestations of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chapter 3, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stay at the house of Advaita Acharya. Chapter 4, Sri Madhavendra Puri's devotional service. Chapter 5, the activities of Sakshi Gopala. Today we will go with chapter 6, the liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Yeah. Yeah, Mataji, Deepa Mataji, please begin.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Dandat Pranam.
Mataji.
Chapter 6 Liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. A summary of the 6th chapter is given by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur in his Amrita Pravaha Bhashya as follows. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered the temple of Jagannath, he immediately fainted. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then took him to his home. Meanwhile, Gopinath Acharya, the brother-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, met Mukunda Datta and talked to him about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's acceptance of sannyasa and his journey to Jagannath Puri. After hearing about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's fainting and his being carried to the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, people crowded there to see the Lord. Sri Nityananda Prabhu and other devotees then visited the Jagannath temple, and when they came back to the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to external consciousness. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya received everyone and distributed Mahaprasadam with great care. The Bhattacharya then became acquainted with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and arranged accommodations at his aunt's house. His brother-in-law Gopinath Acharya established that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna himself, but Sarvabhauma and his many disciples could not accept this. However, Gopinath Acharya convinced Sarvabhauma that no one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead without being favored by him. He proved by Shastric quotations from the revealed scriptures, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna himself in person. Still, Sarvabhauma did not take these statements very seriously. Hearing all these arguments, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told his devotees that Sarvabhauma was his spiritual master and that whatever he said out of affection was for everyone's benefit.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Samitra Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Dandavat Pranam. When Sarvabhauma met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he asked him to hear Vedanta philosophy from him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted this proposal, and for 7 days he continually heard Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya explain the Vedanta Sutra. However, the Lord remained very silent. Because of his silence, the Bhattacharya asked him whether he was understanding the Vedanta philosophy. And the Lord replied, Sir, I can understand Vedanta philosophy very clearly, but I cannot understand your explanations. There was then a discussion between the Bhattacharya and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu concerning the authority of Vedic scriptures, specifically the Upanishads and Vedanta Sutra. The Bhattacharya was an impersonalist, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu proved that the absolute truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He proved that the conceptions of the Mayavadi philosophers concerning the impersonal absolute truth are incorrect. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Sandhya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
The absolute truth is neither impersonal nor without power. The greatest mistake made by the Mayavadi philosopher is in conceiving the absolute truth to be impersonal and without energy. In all the Vedas, the unlimited energies of the absolute truth have been accepted. It is also accepted that the absolute truth has is transcendental, blissful, eternal form. According to the Vedas, the Lord and the living entity are equal in quality but different quantitatively. The real philosophy of the absolute truth states that the Lord and his creation are inconceivably and simultaneously one and different. The conclusion is that the Mayavadi philosophers are actually atheists. There was much discussion on this issue between Sarvabhauma and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but despite all his endeavors, the Bhattacharya was defeated in the end. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Vani Mataji, are you able to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Yes, Prabhuji. At the request of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then explained the Atmarama verse of Srimad Bhagavatam in 18 different ways. When the Bhattacharya came to his senses, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disclosed his real identity. The Bhattacharya then recited 100 verses in praise of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and offered his obeisances. After this, Gopinath Acharya and all the others, having seen the wonderful potencies of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, became very joyful. One morning after this incident, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received some prasadam from Jagannatha and offered it to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Without caring for formality, the Bhattacharya immediately partook of the Mahaprasadam. On another day, when the Bhattacharya asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the best way to worship and meditate, the Lord advised him to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. On another day, the Bhattacharya wanted to change the reading of the Tatte Nukampam verse because he did not like the word Mukti Pada. He wanted to substitute the word Bhakti Pada. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised Sarvabhauma not to change the reading of Srimad Bhagavatam because Mukti Pada indicated the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Having become a pure devotee, the Bhattacharya said, because the meaning is hazy, I still prefer Bhakti Pada. At this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the other inhabitants of Jagannath Puri became very pleased. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya thus became a pure Vaishnava and the other learned scholars there followed him.
Haribol. Thank you very much, Mataji. There is one beautiful song. Yeah, thank you. There is one beautiful song written by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. What is that song? Anybody remember? Super song. Nava Gauravaram Nava Pushpasaram. That one. You are doing in the evening call. Yes. If anyone likes to, please join. So we'll start context one. Sirisha Mother, is there, Prabhuji? Raj Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. No Prabhuji.
Okay, sure.
Actually, ఇక్కడ పవర్ లేదు ప్రభుజీ, పవర్ లేదు, ఏం లేదు అసలు. బ్యాటరీ కూడా డౌన్ అయిపోతుంది దీంట్లో. అదే జనరేటర్ లాస్ట్ అదే ఇక్కడ సమ్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది ప్రభుజీ. నైట్ 1 o'clock నుంచి కమ్యూనిటీ అంటే ఇక్కడ మొత్తం ఏరియా అంతా ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్ మీద ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది. జనరేటర్ ఇక్కడ 1 o'clock నుంచి నడుస్తుంది, అది ఇప్పుడే షట్ డౌన్ చేశారు ప్రభుజీ.
Sure, Prabhuji. No problem. If you are dropping, no problem. In between. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Lavanya, please read this translation.
Translation. Offer my respectable obeisances unto Lord Gaurachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who converted the hard-hearted Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the reservoir of all bad logic, into a great devotee.
I read this.
All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to
very slow.
Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to Advaita Acharya. And
నాకు
all,
చెప్పులు కడిగిచ్చేస్తే నేను వేసుకుంటాను కదా మాధవి.
Muted.
all glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to Advaita Acharya. And all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya.
Yeah, one more verse, and then we'll go on.
In ecstasy, Sloka also. आवेशाचलीले प्रभु जगन्नाथ मंदिरे जगन्नाथ देखी प्रेम हाइला अस्थैरे. Translation: In ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went from Adarnala to the temple of Jagannatha. After seeing Lord Jagannatha, he became very restless due to love of Godhead.
Yeah, thank you, Lavanya. Let's be over, Prabhus. Gaurav Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Jagannatha alingite chalila dhana mandire padila preme avistadhana. Translation: Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went swiftly to embrace Lord Jagannatha, but when he entered the temple, he was so overwhelmed with the love of Godhead that he fainted on the floor. Deve sarvabhuma tangha ke kare darshana padi chaha marite tenho kaila nirvana. Translation: When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell down, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya happened to see him. When the watchman threatened to beat the Lord, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya immediately forbade him.
This one.
So, Prabhura Saundarya Ara Premara Vikara Dekhi Sarvabhauma Hela Vishmita Apara. Translation: Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very surprised to see personal beauty of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well as the transcendental transformation wrought on his body due to love of Godhead. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Yeah, Raju Prabhu. But before that, one second, just want to see how many verses there. Just quickly, control and 208. This is also a big chapter. Haribo. Okay. Yes. Chanting, Raju.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavatnamam. Translation: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained unconscious for long. Okay, sorry, Prabhuji. Bahukshane Chaitanyanaye Bogera Kala Haila Sarvabhama Mane Tabe Upaya Chintila. Translation: Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained unconscious for a long time. Meanwhile, the time for offering prasadam to Lord Jagannath came, and the Bhattacharya tried to think of remedy.
Yeah, this all.
Yeah, very Sisya Pandicha Dava Prabhu Nila Vahana Kahe Ani Pavitra Stane Rakaila Soyana. Translation: While Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was unconscious, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, with help of the watchman and some disciples, carried him to his home and laid him down in a very sanctified room. At the time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya lived on the southern side of the Jagannath temple. His home was practically on the beach and was known as Markandeya Sarastata. What is it? Sarastata. Yeah. At present, it is used as the monastery of Ganga Mata. Hare Krishna. Shirisha want to read, Prabhuji.
Yeah, sure.
Swasa praswasanadi udara spandana dekhiya chintita haila bhattacharya mana. Translation: Examining the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma saw that his
abdomen was not moving and that he was not breathing. Seeing his condition, the Bhattacharya became very anxious. सूक्ष्मतुला आनेना स अग्रे ते दरिला ईसत् ईसत् चलि ईसत् चाली तुला देखी धैर्य हैला. Translation: The Bhattacharya then took a fine cotton swab and put it before the Lord's nostrils. When he saw the cotton move very slightly, he became hopeful. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Sapan Prabhu, next Surendra Prabhu. Sapan Prabhu, please do.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. वासी भट्टाचार्य माने करे न विचारा ए कृष्ण महाप्रेमेरा सात्विका विकारा. Sitting beside Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he thought this is a transcendental ecstatic transformation brought about by love of Krishna.
Yeah.
Suddipta Satvika Ei Nama Ye Pralaya Nitya Siddha Bhakta Se Suddipta Bhavahaya. Upon seeing the signs of Suddipta Satvika, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya could immediately understand the transcendental ecstatic transformation in the body of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Such a sign takes place only in the bodies of eternally liberated devotees. Purport: the word Suddipta Satvika is explained as follows by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. The Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu mentions 8 kinds of transcendental transformations in the bodies of advanced devotees. These are sometimes checked by the devotee, and there are 2 stages of such checking, technically known as Dhumayita and Jwalita. The Dhumaita smoking stage is exhibited only when 1 or 2 transformations are slightly present and it is possible to conceal them. When more than 2 or 3 transcendental transformations are manifest and it is still possible to conceal them, although with great difficulty, that stage is called Jwalita, lighted. When 4 or 5 symptoms are exhibited, the Deepta, blazing stage has been reached. When 5, 6 or all 8 symptoms are simultaneously manifest, that position is called Udipta, inflamed. And when all 8 symptoms are multiplied 1,000 times and all visible at once, the devotee is in Sudipta, intensely inflamed stage. Nitya Siddha Bhakta indicates the eternally liberated associates of the Lord. Such devotees enjoy the company of the Lord in 4 relationships: as servant, friend, parent, and conjugal lover.
Asya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhya. Nice, important words. 6:13. Surendra Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Chesara.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Adhirudha bhava yantra tanra evikara manushyera dehe dekhi pada chamatkara. Translation: Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya considered the uncommon ecstatic symptoms of Abhirudha Bhava are appearing in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is very wonderful. How are they possible in the body of a human being? Purport: Adhirudha Bhava or Adhirudha Mahabhava is explained in the Ujjvala Nilamani of Sri Rupa Goswami. Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura quotes Rupa Goswami as follows: the loving propensity of Ashraya, devotee, toward the Vishaya, Lord, becomes so ecstatic that even after enjoying the company of the beloved, the devotee feels that his enjoyment is insufficient. At such a time, the lover sees the beloved in different ways. Such a development of ecstasy is called Anuraga. When Anuraga reaches its highest limit and becomes perceivable in the body. It is called bhava. When the bodily symptoms are not very distinct, however, the emotional state is still called anuraga, not bhava. When bhava ecstasy is intensified, it is called mahabhava. The symptoms of mahabhava is visible only in the bodies of external associates like the gopis. Hare
So,
Krishna.
thank you very much. Thank you, Krishna. Uh, Akincham
Should I
Prabhu,
read
then
this? Okay.
yeah. అంటే చిన్న జస్ట్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ ఉంటే 2-3 అట్లా ఇస్తున్నాం పర్పోర్ట్ ఉంటే
Okay. Yeah. Got
థ్యాంక్
it.
యూ
Hare Krishna.
టు గెట్ ఎవ్రీబడి ఆపర్చునిటీ టు రీడ్. అకించా ప్రభు దెన్ నెక్స్ట్ వెళ్తున్నాం ప్రభు. హరే కృష్ణ అకించా ప్రభు. ఓకే, మన విశ్వంబరేశ్వరం ప్రభు.
कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम।
రెండవ ప్రణామం.
गीता चिंटी भट्टाचार्य अचेना वशिष्य नित्यानंद आदि सिंह द्वारा मिलिला Asiya. Translation. While the Bhattacharya was thinking in this way at his home, all the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, aided by Nityananda Prabhu, approached the Simha Dwara, the entrance door of the temple. Next, Prabhu.
Yes, go ahead.
ताना सुने लोक काये अन्य अन्य भात एका सन्यासी असी देखी जगन्नाथ. Translation. There the devotees heard the people talking about a mendicant who had come to Jagannath Puri and seen the deity of Jagannath. Thank you, Prabhu.
One more. Yeah.
Murchita aila chetana na aya sarira sarvabhauma lana gela apanara gare. Translation. The people said that the sannyasi had fallen unconscious upon seeing the deity of Lord Jagannath. Because his consciousness did not return, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had taken him to his home. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Akincham Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, please read.
सुनी सबे जनिलाई महाप्रभुरा कार्या हेना काले आइला ताहाना Gopinathacharya. Hearing this, the devotees could understand that they were speaking of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just then, Sri Gopinathacharya arrived. Madhya Nivasi Visarandra Jamata Mahaprabhura Bhakta Tehano Prabhu Tattva Jnata. Gopinathacharya was the resident of Nadia and the son-in-law of Visharada and the devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He knew the true identity of his lordship. Maheshwara Visharada was the classmate of Nilambara Chakravartis. He lived in the Nadia district in the village called Vidyanagara and had 2 sons named Madhusudana Vachaspati and Vasudeva Sarvabhauma. His son-in-law was Gopinathacharya. Yeah, very good.
Thank you. Our birthday by Lalkuma Board.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Mukunda Sahita Purve Ache Parichaya Mukunda Dekhiya Tanraha Ila Vishmaya. Translation. Gopinath Acharya had previously been acquainted with Mukunda Dutt, and when the Acharya saw him at Jagannath Puri, he was very much astonished. Mukunda Tanhare Dekhi Kaila Namaskara Tenho Alingiya Puche Prabhura Samachara. Sorry. Translation. Mukundatta offered obeisances unto Gopinath Acharya upon meeting him. Then the Acharya embraced Mukundatta and inquired about news of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Should I read word, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Mukunda kahe Prabhu rihan haila agamane ami sava asiyachi Mahaprabhu sane. Translation. Mukundatta replied, "The Lord has already arrived here. We have come with him." Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Let me do 622. CC Madhya 622. Nityananda Gosani ke Acharya Kaila Namaskara Save Meli Puche Prabhura Varta Bara Bara. As soon as Gopinath Acharya saw Nityananda Prabhu, he offered his obeisances unto him. In this way, meeting all the devotees, he asked about news of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again and again. Mukunda kahe Mahaprabhu sannyasa kariya Neelachale aila sange amasa balana. Mukundatta continued, after accepting the sannyasa order, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to Jagannath Puri and has brought all of us with him. Amasa bachade age gela darashane Ami saba pache aila tandra anveshane. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left our company and walked ahead to see Lord Jagannatha. We have just arrived and are now looking for him. Very good. So we have another 12-13 minutes. So I'll ask again Mata is to read.
Prabhuji, I am available.
Acha, Chaitanya Prabhu ki jai. Read, Prabhu.
Correct. अन्योन्य लोके रामुके या कथा सुनीला सार्वभौम गृहे प्रभु अनुमान कैला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. From the talk of the people in general, we have guessed that the Lord is now at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. ईश्वर दर्शने प्रभु प्रेम चेतना सार्वभौमाला गेला अपना भवना. Translation. Upon seeing Lord Jagannath, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became ecstatic and fell unconscious. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has taken him to his home in this condition. Tomara milane yabe amara haila mana daive saik shane pailun tomara darshana. Translation. Just as I was thinking of meeting you, by chance we have actually met. Chala sabe ai sarvabhaumera bhavana Prabhu deki pache kariba Ishvara darshana. Translation. First, let us all go to the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Later, we shall come to see Lord Jagannatha.
Very good. Thank you very much. Yeah, Radhika Mata.
Shri Gopinath Sabar Naya Sarvabhauma Ghare Gila Harashita Haya. Translation by Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Hearing this and feeling very pleased, Gopinath Acharya immediately took all the devotees with him and approached the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. सर्वभौम स्थाने गिया प्रभु के देखिला प्रभु देखी आचलेरा दुख हर्ष हैला. Translation. Arriving at home of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, everyone saw the Lord lying unconscious. Seeing him in this condition, Gopinath Acharya became very unhappy, but at the same time he was happy just to see the Lord. सर्वभौमी जानना सबा नीला अभ्यंतरे नित्यानंदा गोसाई रे तेनु कैले नमस्कारे. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya permitted all the devotees to enter his house, and upon seeing Nityanand Prabhu, the Bhattacharya offered him obeisances.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Now, better I will ask randomly than spend another 10 minutes. I will ask randomly. See. Sandhya Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sabasahita Sabasahita yoga karila milana Prabhu dekhi sabara haila harashita mana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sarvabhauma met with all the devotees and offered them a proper welcome. They were all pleased to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sarvabhauma Pathaila Sabha Darshana Karite Chandaneshwara Nija Putra Diya Sabara Sate. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Bhattacharya then sent them all back to see Lord Jagannatha, and he asked his own son Chandeshwara to accompany them as a guide.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Vani Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
CC Madhya Leela 6.34. Jagannath dekhi sabarahi leela ananda bhavete avista haila Prabhu Nityananda. Translation. Everyone was then very pleased to see the deity of Lord Jagannatha. Lord Nityananda in particular was overwhelmed with ecstasy. Sabe meli dharita ne Shushthira Karila Ishvara Sevaka Mala Prasadani Dila. Translation. When Lord Nityananda Prabhu nearly fainted, all the devotees caught him and steadied him. At that time, the priest of Lord Jagannatha bought a garland that has been offered to the deity and offered it to Nityananda Prabhu.
Okay, okay. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Sapan Prabhu? Sapan Prabhu? Okay. Lavanya, can you do it?
Text 36. Prasadapana sabaila anandita mane punarapi aila sabha mahaprabhu rastane. Everyone was pleased to receive this garland worn by Lord Jagannatha. Afterwards, they all returned to the place where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying.
Wait, second.
Uchakari kare sabe nama sankirtana tritiya prahare haila prabhu re chetana. Translation. All of the devotees then began to loud chantly Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Just before noon, the Lord regained his consciousness.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Lord. Yes. Samyukta Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hunkara kariya ute hari hari bali Anande sarva bhama tanra laila pada dhuli. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up and very loudly chanted Hari Hari. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very pleased to see the Lord regain consciousness, and he took the dust of the Lord's lotus feet. Sarvabhauma kahe shigra karaha madhyana Muni Bhiksha Dimu Aji Mahaprasadana. Translation. The Bhattacharya informed all of them, please take your midday baths immediately. Today I shall offer you Mahaprasadam, the remnants of food offered to the Lord Jagannatha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Deepa Mataji?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Samudra snana kari Mahaprabhu shikraila. Sorry. समुद्र स्नान करी महाप्रभु शीघ्र आईला चरण पाखाली प्रभु आसने वसिला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After bathing in the sea, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees returned very soon. The Lord then washed his feet and sat down on a carpet to take lunch. बहुत प्रसाद सार्वभौम आनाइला तबे महाप्रभु सुखे भोजन करिला. Translation: Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya made arrangements to bring various kinds of Mahaprasadam from the Jagannath temple. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then accepted lunch with great happiness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Chandra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So Varnatalirana Uttamaya Vyanjana Bhaktagana Sange Prabhu Karena Bhojana. Translation: Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was offered special rice and first class vegetables on golden plate. He thus took lunch in the company of his devotees. Okay. Sarvabhauma Pariveshana Karena Pane Prabhu kahe more deha lapra vyanjani. Translation: While Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya personally distributed the prasadam, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested him, please give me only boiled vegetables per pat. Lafra Vyanjana is a preparation in which many vegetables are boiled together and then a chenka is added. Chenka is added, consisting of spices like cumin, black pepper, and mustard seed. What is chenka, Prabhuji?
It is consisting of these 3 spices.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Gaurav Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Pitha pana dena tumi inha sabakare kabe bhattacharya kahe yoti tui kare. Translation: You can offer the cakes and preparations made with condensed milk to all the devotees. Hearing this, the Bhattacharya folded his hands and spoke as follows. Jagannatha kaiche kariye chena bhojana aji saba mahaprasada kare aswadana. Translation: Today all of you please try to taste the lunch just as Lord Jagannatha accepted it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. We'll stop here for reading today. We'll continue tomorrow. Stop sharing. So before we go to recitation, let us chant 3 times Hare Krishna mantra for like Prabhu's spiritual progress and from the Supreme Lord's blessings by chance. 3 times Hare Krishna mantra. Prabhu, come on video, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Let us chant for Prabhuji's spiritual progress and well-being.
Please chant out. Thank you.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
ఒక 2 నిమిషాలు చెప్పండి Prabhuji. Few things I wanted to ask. I think you are from 1998 you got connected with devotees, seems. From 1998, if I am wrong, correct me. You are there in the base devotees and that Mumbai. The devotees.
No. It's 2009 Prabhuji. Connected in 2009. 9 and 10.
2009-10. For Mumbai, okay. The similar year, we got introduced in ISKCON in Pune. Radhesham Prabhu DYS lectures. Radhesham Prabhu DYS lectures in Tech Mahindra. BV.SB.CBA. So same year, 2008, and 2009 onwards, serious. Yeah. So same years, very nice. But you are more mature than me. Very nice. Please,
Arey, Prabhu,
please
it's not
share
like that.
few things on your these many years. 2009, 8 means close to 15 years. Share 1 minute, whatever reflections or realizations on your holy birthday, auspicious birthday of a wonderful Vaishnava. Please do something. Please say something so that we learn from it.
Anything, Prabhu. Nothing like that. Nothing so great. Just passing the time, Prabhu. That's it. Am I audible, Prabhu?
కొంచెం చిన్న వచ్చింది చెప్పండి.
Yeah. Nothing, Prabhu. Nothing to share actually. Now, whatever I learned, I am sharing. That's it, Prabhuji. All is the
We have
mercy of
many things
devotees
to share.
mainly. Yeah, many mercy of devotees actually. That is there. See, the most merciful thing which I had in my life is during my marriage, brahmacharis came actually. They won't come to any of these marriage halls and all. But they were staying outside and they have come. I have made a trick on them and then they came. So 4 of the brahmacharis actually came and they're very senior Vaishnavas actually. They have come and blessed me. And
Name them, Prabhuji.
no. I should not name them, Brahma. I should not name them.
Name తెలుసుకో ఏం చేస్తావు చెప్పు. Just experience. They came to bless me.
Yeah, that's it. Actually, that is one good thing, Prabhuji, in my life which happened, that they blessed me on my marriage. And the second thing is, I was actually, whole my lifetime, I never thought I will marry. But only after coming to Krishna consciousness, I changed that I should marry. And my brother, he always, I thought he will become a proper Grihamedi, and he became brahmachari actually. So things really turned upside down, Prabhuji, tipsy-turvy. Everything got changed because perspectives changed. So all perspectives changed. From childhood, he's very sincere. So Krishna has taken him to that ashram actually. And he has taken all the responsibilities, my brother. And myself, I never taken any responsibility in my whole household life, In my house also during my childhood, I used to play and read books, that's it. Play and read books, that's it. Okay. So this is what my whole childhood was like. And after 17, I have been to Indian Air Force and then I have completed my diploma there and then engineering there and then came outside due to my leg injury and been into civil aviation. And during the transition phase, that is where I have come across this Krishna consciousness. And earlier, I was into Ramakrishna Mat, to be frank. And for 4 or 5 odd years, I was there. Not in ashram and all, but I used to visit those Ramakrishna Mats and all wherever I go. And that was my childhood, Prabhuji. And after coming to Krishna consciousness, this, many perspectives changed, Prabhuji. Mainly one thing which I can, share is about how I changed my whole life perspective after meeting one devotee in Vrindavan Yatra. He is His Holiness Narasimhanand Maharaj. Okay, he is actually African. And that was I was in completely confused state in 2014 because that was my 20s. I was at 26. Yeah, 27 or like that. I'm at 26 or 27, and I'm already into Krishna consciousness for over 5 years. Till then, I was thinking that I should become, for my childhood aim is that I will not marry and serve the society. That was where I've been dragged to the Indian Air Force and then to the nation like that. But after that, what happened is I came into Krishna consciousness and I met one devotee whose name is His Grace Bankim Rai Prabhu, my counselor, one of my counselors actually. So he is already double PhD in many things. He's from a very small village near Palas, that is northern Andhra Pradesh, a very backward area in Andhra Pradesh. That is the most backward area in AP. So he's from that region, and his mother was tailor. His father was a very small job, peon kind of thing somewhere in some private company. And he's like, He has done his education in IIT Delhi, his MTech and BTech from Bapatla, and then he has been to Hiroshima University to Japan, and he has done his PhD there, and he has done his second PhD in Colombia. Okay, and after that he came to Krishna consciousness and joined ashram within 1.5 years. So I met that personality, and if you talk to him, he is like such a simple person, such a simple personality that you can't, guess that he has such a kind of education with him. And when he joined ashram, Prabhu, he distributed laptops to everyone in the ashram, 215 laptops, and donated some 2.5 CR to the temple there. That is his caliber actually. So actually, that is a transition phase which I am going through after coming out of Indian Air Force. And I was completely clueless of how to pursue my life ahead, either to do research or to do some normal mediocre job or something like that. Then I met this personality. Then he said, please chant properly, please chant properly and have prasadam properly. And then he never used to preach me. He never used to preach me like personally or directly. He used to say, yes, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. And after that, in this 2014 Vrindavan Yatra, when I met this personality, Narasimhananda Maharaj, I was in a complete confused stage then, whether to go ahead with the marriage or not. And my counselor was not telling me anything. And this personality, he said me one thing, so you don't, how we met. So my job then was very, it was completely uncertain job, Prabhu. In the sense, the timings are very uncertain. I used to do a shift jobs actually. So whenever an aircraft gets down, I will be completely there for 2 or 3 days, or it's a completely messy job actually. That is a job which I used to do. So I never used to get leaves. So that yatra, it was a full yatra for 12 days, but I could only attend 4 days. And in that 1 day is Prabhupada's this one appearance day. So there was no yatra on that day to any place. What I decided is, let me do Govardhan Yatra, Govardhan Parikrama that day, because as I was not attending the Govardhan Yatra. So I was just hopped an auto rickshaw for Govardhan, and it just stopped at Chatikara, and this personality entered into the auto. He's a Maharaj actually. He's Maharaj from ISKCON, and so what happened is he just sat in front of me. I paid my obeisances unto him in the auto itself. He said, "Arey, itna fanatic kyun hai? Why are you so fanatic? It's not required to do obeisances here in the auto. It's okay. Just sit, be relaxed." And I was completely, I was confused already. So he asked me one question. See, I was observing you from past 10 minutes. So the auto was, going on, and he said, I was observing you from last 10 minutes. Why are you so confused? Is there anything which you can ask me? That is what he asked. And I told all my this thing. Prabhuji, from my life, Maharaj, that all my life I dreamed of being like a not married and do some research or some good activity to the people. But now after coming to Krishna consciousness, this ashram life which I am seeing of my counselors and all that also I didn't like. And after knowing philosophy for 4 or 5 years, I cannot be unmarried. So I'm completely confused, Maharaj. So just tell me. So he said one thing. That really changed my perspective from then. My Bhagavatam, reading of Bhagavatam started from 2014, from this very time. Okay. He said, see, why you are doing bhakti? Then I said, so that I feel happy, Maharaj. Okay. So this is where the problem lies. Actually, we should do bhakti to please Krishna, not to get pleased ourselves. When this is the goal, you cannot go ahead in Krishna consciousness. Your goal should be to please Krishna. Okay. If you change your goal to that way, Krishna doesn't be happy. when you are in brahmacharya ashram and not liking that. No, that is not your natural stage then. And instead, if you don't like being in brahmacharya, grihastha ashram, and you are still happy there, like you are doing your duty, Krishna will be happy. I really got confused by that statement. I really didn't get anything into me then. Later on, he said again, see, you said you are not happy in brahmacharya ashram seeing these ashram fellows or your counselors. Okay. If you lead your life like that, not being happy, Krishna will not be happy. Okay. Instead, you live a life of grihastha and serve Krishna, Krishna will be happy. So when you changed your goal to please Krishna, then you will get a clarity. Please go ahead like this. This is what I feel, Prabhu. And then he left. Because the Radhakund has come and he is about to leave Radhakund, and he left at Radhakund junction. And from there on, I was doing parikrama, but I was completely confused. But a bit clarity has come that I should change my life, that I should please Krishna, not myself. Prabhu, these are the two scenes, Prabhuji. One is this thing, Radhakund incident. And the next one is, Prabhuji, whom to marry. If at all I want to marry, whom to marry. Because Prabhuji, I was always thinking, I was decided that I should get married. And whom to marry? Because Prabhuji, for next 30 years, either you will be completely purified or will be completely, immersed into like a Grihamedi life. So I have an option to choose. So I told my counselors only to give my name into this marriage bureau and all. Then this very silent personality, who is a brahmachari, he started, speaking to me for 15 minutes, Prabhuji. This is the only personal conversation which we had. Rest all the devotional conversations, like, do this activity, do this for base, you should do this, you should do that, and all these things. But then that 15 minutes which he has spoke to me, really, I thought, these people are very matured. What he spoke to me is, Prabhu, please don't marry a girl who is already devotee. Okay, who is already into Krishna consciousness. I was completely flabbergasted then, why he is telling me like that. Then he said, Prabhuji, there is something known as culture, which you should always remember. There is something known as culture. Okay, the marriage which you do inside the Krishna consciousness will not be in line with your culture, because that girl might be from some other place. Okay, so she will have some other culture which will not be suited into your home. So what happens is, when you do such, your parents will be going away from you because you don't fit into their culture. So what I propose is, go and tell to your parents and tell them to search. But whenever you go for a matchmaking, you just tell her everything what you are following now. If she is okay, then it is okay. If she is not okay, then you can go for the other search. But let them search for you, and you go and tell them what you follow. If she is okay with that, it's okay. If she is not okay, leave it. But remember, this culture is very important in this marriage. Then I said, Prabhuji, but if she doesn't follow the Krishna consciousness and all in the future, then my life is gone. So he said, if she is culturally close to you, she will not be against you. That is for sure. I asked, but my culture is, from past 6 years, I am doing this Krishna consciousness and all. Then he said, see, culture is different, bhakti is different. Okay? Please remember these two things. Culture is different, bhakti is different. Bhakti has not got nothing to do with culture. I was completely out again. No? Ruji, what are you saying? No, the culture of Krishna consciousness is different. And the outside world is different. Then he said me, he gave me a definition of culture. I'll just give you. Are you interested to listen this actually? Because this is something, my personal things.
100%
He gave me something.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji, it
Prabhuji,
is very
100%.
useful for us.
Prabhuji.
Interesting.
He has given me a
On your
definition.
birthday, we want to know more about you, Prabhuji.
No, Mataji, it's not
Who is
like
that
that.
personality who inspires us so much?
So he said, no, culture is a spontaneous, subconscious, inbuilt behavior of people. I have written it down. I have written it down in one of my book. I can never forget that. It is a subconscious inbuilt behavior of a
Inbuilt
people.
behavior.
It is a subconscious inbuilt behavior, spontaneous subconscious inbuilt behavior of the people. I didn't really get it at the time. So then he said one example. Let me give it to you with an example. In a normal, simple conversation, if a Punjabi is there, he will give mothers and sisters abusive words, and it is common for them. Okay, that is their culture. There is no wrong in it. That is how they imbibed because of their water and because of their lot of people coming and always poking them from the west. There are many wars which happened, and their culture has become like that. That is their culture. It's not no problem. But a Madrasi, if you go and if you give one or two gali in your conversation, he'll feel offended. Why? Because their culture, it is like no one offended them from past 1,000 years. Okay. There are hardly some 7 or 8 wars which they has done with the outsiders. Rest they have done with the insiders only many times. So this forms a culture into the people who are living there. So culture is different and Krishna consciousness, bhakti is different. Bhakti is universal. It is between the heart and the soul inside the heart. But culture is not that. Culture forms many things. It has many things, many aspects in it. And he said, if you marry a culture, a woman from the same culture, the software will be very easily downloaded from your mother to her. Okay, but if you marry someone from other culture, what happens is there will be a hardware incompatibility. Your wife cannot understand the culture of your home, so she will bring you away from the home, and what happens is you will stay away from your home and you lead your life, and at times male ego is very high, and you will poke her that you made me come away from my family, and that is how the start everything starts. So I don't want you to be like that. Please go and marry who is culturally close to you. So this is the first 15 minutes conversation which he had me properly, and Prabhuji, that really helped me because 9 people disagreed with my way of living, and I'm very happy because they directly disagreed. No, I don't want to marry you, because my mother used to take me to many of these matches and I used to tell them everything, and they used to reject me, and I'm very thankful to them that they rejected me, and she is the only one who accepted. My wife, she is the only one who accepted with all these things, albeit she is not very devotional, but she is very cultural. So these are the two aspects, Prabhuji, which really changed my life and gave me a lot of maturity. And my counselor had said something which is very, 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 I really got shocked. He said, this Radha Gopinath community, this is the most mature community in the whole ISKCON society. It is revered for it. And the Grihastas over here gives lecture. Everyone will have a pin drop silence everywhere in the world. That is the kind of Grihastas which we have, doing bhakti from 45 years to 50 years. Okay. Now they have said it's better to marry who is culturally close to you. Okay, that is what I am telling you. This they said to me in 2015, because the divorce rate inside this community was reached 45% then, 45 to 50%. So then the whole committee, along with brahmacharis and Maharaj, they sat together and they have decided that culture plays a lot of role inside these things. Okay, inside the institution of marriage. That is what he told me then, and really it saved me. And I said, if that is so, then you should come to my marriage, Prabhu. That's what I told. Then what they did? Okay, we will come, but there are some 100 devotees in Palasa. You should make them a boat ride from Rajahmundry to Bhadrachalam. We will take them, we will guide them there, and we will come on tour and on the way to your place and go. So that's how they come along with my brother, who is also brahmachari then. That's how they blessed me. And those blessings are really actually helping me Prabhu in this prayer stuff. So it's already 9, Prabhu, 9, 10. So that's the reason you should never ask me, Prabhu. 1 or 2 minutes. You should never go 1 or 2 minutes.
Very inspirational.
No, I got the point. 1 or 2 minutes. అడగనే అడగదు. అడిగితే మొత్తం చెప్పేస్తారు అనమాట.
హరికృష్ణ ప్రభు
కట్ చేయాలి ప్రభు. మీరు ఎట్లా చెప్పాలంటే టైం బట్టి 2 నిమిషాలు అంటే 2 నిమిషాలు ఏం చెప్పాలో అదే చెప్పాలి అంతే. మొత్తం స్టోరీ ఉంటుంది. వెరీ గుడ్.
But because you spoke, I have a better clarity now. I always used to think about my daughter. I mean, she is very young now, but sometimes, this thought would come across and I would think, what kind of a boy, if need be, if I'm there and doing that stuff, what kind of a boy should I choose? Should I look at ISKCON society or should I look outside? But yeah, actually your thoughts and your personal experience gave a lot of fodder for my thought process, Prabhuji.
Jai. Very good. Super.
Thank you.
All the best, Mataji.
Sorry, Prabhu. Lalit Mohan Prabhu, can you please repeat that culture one more time, Prabhu? That statement. We want to write it down as it is.
Okay. Prabhu, it is a spontaneous, subconscious, internal behavior. Sorry, inbuilt behavior, not internal. Inbuilt behavior of a person.
This is the best definition you can
please share us in the group.
Sure, bro. Spontaneous, subconscious, inbuilt behavior.
That is what culture means.
But that is very true, Prabhuji.
Culturally, he said one more thing along with that. He said it changes with water. I was completely shocked. Yeah, it changes with water. You cannot marry
Godavari will be
girl.
one Krishna girl.
Yeah, you cannot marry Vijayawada girl because they are very show off. They always try to go to US and UK, and that girl will make you take there. It changes with water. And I am from Vamshadhara. He said he's from Vamshadhara. They are very heavily built. This Vijayanagaram and Srikakulam people, they are heavily built and they do a lot of hard work. We are from that place, and we don't be very we don't expend on things. That's what he said. Our water is different. Your water is different. I said, that's what very internal, very subtle, but very true. Very true.
ప్రభుజీ చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ తెలిసింది కానీ చాలా లేట్ గా తెలిసింది అనిపిస్తుంది ప్రభుజీ ఎందుకు.
ప్రభుజీ బట్ ఇస్కాన్ లో చాలా మంది లైక్ డివోటీస్ అయితే బాండ్ డివోటీస్ ఎక్కడైనా పర్లేదు అని చూస్తారు కదా ప్రభుజీ. లైక్
I also had the same mother.
డివోటీ అయితే చాలు నాట్ ఆ కల్చర్ అని
అంత ఈజీ కాదు మాతాజీ. Parents of the devotees are also parents of that person is also devotees, doing 16 rounds. పచ్చగట్టేస్తే బగ్గుమంటది ఇంట్లో. అట్లాంటి ఫ్యామిలీస్ ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి మాకు? ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి చెప్పండి. Yeah, means the person who married the woman, she is a devotee. The woman's parents are devotees. All are around chanting 16 rounds. All are devotees. But there is a lot of problems. Okay, there are a lot of problems because of culture. Simple.
What you said is very true, Prabhuji, that how our upbringing is similar kind of family we should go into, like similar eating habits, similar like getting up, what you do during that is very important. Just being Telugu, just being same caste does not help. It has to be similar lifestyle.
That doesn't happen. Yeah, lifestyle
and
should
even
be similar.
social status also, so that one does not like everything has to be similar. Then only it works out.
So actually, initially, people from Krishna consciousness thought the devotees, they thought like that because we have come onto the platform of Krishna consciousness. We should not be caste oriented. We should do, beyond that. We should show to the society beyond that. And if you see, Prabhupada himself conducted some marriages. They sustained because it is on Acharya level. That is a different thing. But our own level will be very different. Okay, things are very different now. You should lead your 40 or 50 years of life, Baba, and you don't have an inspiration like Prabhupada in front of you. Okay, you don't get to meet Maharajas very often. Yeah, if a pure devotee says that if some Maharaj says that you marry her, and there are some marriage which happened there like that in Krishna, in the same Chopati community also, and they sustained very well. And those people are telling, don't do all those things now.
Anand Vrindavan Prabhu is one such example, Prabhuji, where Radhanath Swami showed the girl and he asked him to marry her.
The person whom
and
you are
they have
seeing
they have the most successful marriage that I know of in KC, Prabhuji.
Yeah. You know Dhaval Dalal, his name is now, who is it? Doctor. He comes now. He comes to our Gachibowli Satsang also. He gives the doctor with what is his name?
Dwarkadish Prabhu.
Dwarkadish Prabhu. He is also like that only. And there are Sri Rama Prabhu. Many devotees, Prabhu. Many devotees whom Maharaj directly told you marry. And it happened. It got success. The purity is different, no? And these people are very much wanted to give their life to Maharaj. That's how it got successful. But are we ready for that? No. I myself am not ready. I should be very frank. So in my case, it will not be success. So knowing this very well, my counselor guided me. Array, you go and marry a person who is culturally close to you. Then you can do Krishna consciousness properly. Okay. I am concerned with your bhakti. Your bhakti will progress well if you marry someone close to your culture. That's it.
That is true, Prabhuji.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing. I should relate for me also. story always goes. Anyway, Vani Mata inspired with your talk, and she may find in a cultured way. In a cultural way.
Actually, I think probably this should have been a very
Prabhuji, naadi cultural దగ్గరగా తీసుకు నా ఫస్ట్ నుంచి మై థాట్ వాస్ కల్చరల్ దగ్గర ఉంటే బెటర్ అని నేను అనుకునేదాన్ని కానీ కేసీలో వచ్చిన దగ్గర నుంచి ఐ హ్యాడ్ స్ప్లిట్ వ్యూ ఆన్ ద on how I mean see nowadays kids are kids, we don't have anything in our hands, but as a thought, as a mother, I have that thought, right? So it used to sometimes cross my mind, so I used to think em cheyali KC or non KC ani. But yeah, but Prabhuji's experience, now I think I have
idea. You got an idea.
I have a little idea. Yeah, I have a little idea.
Nice. Yeah. So Surendra Prabhu, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think this is a very small audience. The chala pedda big audience madhyalo idi cheppalsina vishayam Prabhuji.
Cheppalsina vishayama?
Yes, Prabhuji. This is a very important information.
Prabhuji, ఇది చాలా పెద్ద విషయం. Actually గా I see lot of Matajis, young Matajis used to come to our satsang, like Nisha Mataji and everybody, at that time I used to feel that, there was nobody to guide them properly they were young girls, 23, 24, 22, looking at marriage. They had finished their studies and they had just joined jobs and everything. So at that time, there was nobody who could guide them properly, Prabhuji. Though we had couple of Matajis come in and give the lectures, but nobody was speaking from personal perspective. That's what I thought, and that's what I think also, because I remember attending a few lectures back then. I really couldn't see anyone who was talking from personal experience. The ones which was a successful one, yeah, they had talked that Maharaj has chosen the girl for me or the guy for me, and then I got married and I'm happy. But non-KC people, there were very few who were talking about how a partner from KC could still be a workable marriage. Yeah. So that was one thing, Prabhuji. Actually, this is something which you should be told to a larger audience. I completely agree.
And then I'll ask Leela and Prabhu to set up a call, okay, on this.
Hey, Prabhu, bus.
Prabhuji, that way we will have lot of.
Yes, Prabhu. Not from me. See, audience, Surendra Prabhu, Vani Mataji. No, mother.
No, Prabhuji, no. Those are the things, which we do in Ishta Goshti, Prabhu. ये बाहर नहीं बोलेगा.
Yeah, it's okay. Yes. Different
Prabhuji,
conversations.
but I genuinely want to know, are there any counselors in KC who can guide regarding the marriage, Prabhuji?
Leeland Prabhu, and a marriage bureau.
Leeland Prabhuji, nenu kaadu Prabhuji. Naku proper ga naku. I mean, Leeland Prabhuji knows too much about me, so I don't want to take counseling from him. So yeah, I want someone else, an outsider view.
Mataji, if you go to marriage bureau, na, what happens is
Lalit
some boy, because they will have a lot of peer pressure. अरे मेरा लड़का है शादी नहीं हो रहा है, मेरा लड़की है, देखो कुछ अच्छा बनने को, अच्छा बनने. आप जैसे जाएंगे उनको कहीं ना कहीं फंसा देंगे. Simple. They will not lecture you. They will make you match from.
You have a long time to go. Tension badta.
Yeah, I know. I have a long time. This thought just sometimes when it crosses my mind, I used to think so. Since that this thing came up,
Especially if the kids get to know na that you are talking about this topic ante chudandi meeku oka bhasha.
Yeah, correct, Mataji, correct. Yeah. It's a very, very long way to go. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji, by the time we can take suggestion from Lalit Prabhuji only.
Yeah, that's the best thing. Yeah.
No.
I'll come back to you, Prabhuji.
Oh, by then, Vani Mataji will become counselor.
What I'm thinking is, by the time.
అసలు పిల్లలు మన సజెషన్ తీసుకుంటారా లేదా మనకు తెలియదు కదా.
అదే నేను అంటున్నా, ఫస్ట్ అదే చెప్పా. పిల్లలు ఇన్ కేస్ నాకు ఆ పొజిషన్ ఉండి అక్కడ నువ్వు చెప్పులే మమ్మీ అంటే అప్పుడు కదా ఈ సంగతులన్నీ వచ్చేది.
వాణి మాతాజీ అప్పటికే మీరు మాకు గైడెన్స్ ఇవ్వాలి అప్పుడు.
అప్పుడు మాతాజీ, వాణి మాతాజీ, దీప మాతాజీ, సురేందర్ ప్రభు, రాజు ప్రభు, అప్పుడు మన లలిత్ మోహన్ ప్రభు is gonna be more mature and he will give wonderful suggestions that time.
No, Prabhuji.
మీరు కూడా ఉన్నారు ప్రభుజీ.
Not matured, only purified.
ప్రభుజీ మీరు కూడా ఉన్నారు. మా గురు మీరు. Plus, you have the experience of guiding so many people, doing so many classes, having 2 daughters, wonderful daughters.
నేను కూడా ఎవరి దగ్గర కౌన్సిలర్ దగ్గర, మ్యారేజ్ కౌన్సిలర్ దగ్గర తీసుకోవాల్సిందే. మనకు అంత లేదు మాతాజీ. Okay.
But I'm very glad to know Lalit Mohan Prabhu's birthday is today. Tomorrow is my brother's birthday. So now I know why I easily relate to you.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, nice, good conversation anyway. Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing from your heart.
Hare Krishna. Don't disturb me, Prabhuji. You'll say 1 minute, it will never be happen 1 minute. It will never go like that. So either you give me time or don't disturb me. That's either of these.
1 to 2 minutes అని 1 to 2 minutes అని మొత్తం ఎంత ప్రభు 49. దట్ మీన్స్ ఎంత 50 minutes టాక్ ఇచ్చిన ఇంకేం ప్రభు.
ఎక్కడ ప్రభుజీ 50 minutes ఎట్లా అయింది?
నా టైం
9:19.
ప్రభుజీ ఆల్రెడీ నిద్ర
30 minutes
అంటున్నారు, అందుకనే పాపం 15 కి 50 అంటున్నట్టుకున్నారు.
నిద్రలో ఉన్నారు ప్రభుజీ.
50 అంటే ఇది అది ల్యాప్టాప్
స్లీప్ టైం అయిపోయింది.
పిఎస్టి టైం మళ్ళీ
11
అవుతుంది. మాట్లాడదాం ప్రభు, ఇదంతా ఉంది. మీరు ఎక్కడ పోను, నేను ఎక్కడ పోను, మన డివోటీలు ఎక్కడ.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Wish you a very
Thank you so much.
conscious birthday.
Wish you a very happy Krishna conscious birthday.
Once again, many happy.
Thank you. Thank you. Please pray for me that I should stay in Krishna consciousness till my death.
You also pray, all of us. It's a business term.
Give and take policy.
Thank you.
Hari Bol. One chakra.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. See you all tomorrow.